one of the things that we talk a lot about in a lot of our meetings, we talk about people. And we talk about the uniqueness of those people coming together at a certain point and the difference that that makes. And I know this is a huge area for you, because when I first met you, I remember sitting down in Florida with you and you told me how important synergy was. And you shared that with me, and then I knew from then the impact that that synergy had on that group of people. If you could go into that in a little detail, that would be wonderful.
Well, synergy and culture are dear to my heart, okay? I just believe every great organization, sports team, person gets that. Synergy is where you put yourself in a position to be around a group of people. It allows you to go to some place together that you could never go to by yourself. It's like Napoleon Hill said. He says that two minds creates a third and more powerful mind, which means you do something better around somebody else. It takes you to a different thought, okay? And so we wanted to create an environment that was conducive to that, okay? And so we also wanted to create an environment that attracted the right people. See, I think culture is the DNA of a company. It kind of tracks who you are and it repels who you're not. And that's why it's important to have culture. Great organizations, great companies, culture is one of the most important things. And culture is not something that you can launch a company with. You launch a company with a compensation model, with training, with products, because you create those. Culture is something that evolves. It's organic. It has to start with me. It has to work through the management of the company. It has to work through the field. And it starts attracting the right people. And one thing that I hear over and over and over is people, when they get around their company, say, your people that you're attracting are different than I've ever seen in the direct sales industry. They're just a step above. They have an incredible class about them. They're the right people, okay? And so I believe that culture has made a big difference. And so what do we do? Culture just starts with how you treat people. It's that simple. We do a lot of things about, helping you become a better version of yourself through personal development. We really believe in giving back, making a difference in other people's lives. That's why we did Big Brothers Big Sisters. When you think about it, there's all these kids and they have a mentor. It might be a drug lord, it might be a gang member, but they have a mentor, okay? And they have a parent that raises their hand and said, I'm having a problem, raise my child, can you help me? And so we step up and we fund and get people to volunteer to be mentors. And we've become one of the biggest supporters of Big Brothers Big Sisters. I think it's important to give things you have. In the closet you're not using, money you can give up. But when you give yourself, that's a big thing. And so we've been a big part of Big Brothers Big Sisters. We started Live Happy, okay? Where we are part of the Live Happy movement. From that, we were critical in forming IPN, the International Positive Education Network, which attracts the top university positive psychologists from around the world to come together and create flow and character in the school system. These are all things about giving back, about making other people better. In doing so, you make yourself better. In doing so, you attract those kind of people. In doing so, you create culture, okay? And it creates the DNA of your company. And so when you do that and you bring those kind of people together and you have synergy amongst those kind of people, that's when beautiful things happen. I've always said, when somebody gets involved with us, let's just say a year later, the business hasn't quite worked the way they wanted to, it's evolving. That path is different for everybody, but their involvement with us was worth the time and the effort. And that's why we spend so much time working on our culture, not just the home office, but in the field, both of them combined, and really try and create synergistic moments for our people to come together and affect each other and make a difference in each other's lives. By doing so, that's kind of become the bedrock of our company. We have the products, we have the opportunity, we have the management team, we have the systems, we have the training, we have the communications, all the things people need to build a business. But the bedrock is the culture that creates who we are, attracts who we are, and makes a difference. That's where we go back to make people better.
It's awesome that you say that, because that is the attraction. At the end of the day, you can have the greatest products in the world, but if you have a poor culture, no one wants to stay a part of it. No matter how well the products work, they don't want to stay a part of it from a business building perspective. And what I admire about you, Jeff, is you have literally committed yourself to making sure this company lived that mission of a healthy culture, where people could come in, give the best of themselves, and become better in the process. And when you talk about that, when you talk about all these elements that come together, I think really, the truth be told, it creates timing, it creates a moment, it creates a window that you have to take advantage of. And what I'd like to talk to you about a little bit is I'd like to get into a little more of timing and why timing is so valuable for people watching this to take advantage of this. And we can talk about that in just a minute.
That'd be great. I look forward to that.
That's perfect.